And welcome back to all of you. The crisp autumn air is settling in, pumpkin spice everything taken over, and our pets deserve to enjoy the change of season too, but there are things out there that we need to be aware of, maybe things that we want to avoid and not give them.
Yeah, so heading into fall, Wellness Pet Company's global veterinarian, Dr. Danielle Bernal, is here to help us celebrate the season, but do it healthy with our pets. So great to see you, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Bernal, welcome back to Studio 3. We're so glad to be chatting with you. So pumpkin is one of those superfoods for our pets that we can incorporate into all sorts of little goodies and treats for them. Why is it considered a superfood, though? I mean, packed full of nutrients for us, but why them too?
Yeah, so this is going to be an ingredient that really is rich, firstly, in dietary fibre. That's really good for their digestive system. The second one is for our pets. It's also going to deliver vitamin A, vitamin C, and some phosphorus. So really good antioxidants that can help keep their immune system while those weather gets cold. And then the last one is anything we're giving to our pets, we always want to do it in moderation. And of course, if you're putting some pumpkin on top of your dog's bowl, well, the great news here is that it's also low in calories. So it's going to give them a tasty reward that's nutrient rich, but of course without gaining any weight. Well, not too much at the same time.
Well, you mentioned putting it just right on their dog food, but what if you have a picky eater? Any other ways we can incorporate more pumpkin into our pet's diet?
Yeah, absolutely. So firstly, always steam it. Try and avoid any of the seasonings or the butters. That's going to make sure it does stay healthy. But if you are thinking, gosh, I'm not going to get to a chance of that, well, rest assured, even though there's pumpkin spice latte season, for us two-legged folks, there's plenty of pumpkin-focused items also at your pet specialty store. One of the ones I love, for example, is a bowl booster that's got rich shredded meat, so it wins on those fussy pets, but it's also going to have pumpkin in there as well. So you can do it easy or you can make it at home yourself. But either way, it's a great option.
My pup, she loves, I do a treat that has pumpkin and peanut butter in it, and those are like two of her favorites. Yeah. So, Dr. Bernal, what about our pets, their coat during the winter months? Anything that you would recommend to help them maintain a healthy coat?
Absolutely. These next few months is when we're going to notice our pets really thickening up their coat to get them through those colder months that are ahead. So during this period, you want to make sure they're on really good nutrition. You know, their total protein intake, 1/3 of that is every day needed for the skin and coat alone. So look for a protein-rich recipe. The other things you want to look for is lots of added fish oils. Those omega-3 fatty acids are great for keeping the skin nice and healthy, but also, of course, supporting a healthy inflammation. And then the last tip here I also recommend is while the weather's getting cooler, this is when we also want to make sure our pets are getting sufficient hydration. That's a real good time of the year where they may start drinking less. So some good tips is to make sure you maybe add a bit more wet food to their diet. In a cat, for example, a 3-ounce can is 1/3 of their total daily hydration needs. So they think they're getting a tasty reward and they're getting a hydration boost that'll prevent their skin drying out as well.
Oh, good. Win-win for everybody there. So what are some common seasonal hazards that we should be aware of during our fall walks and just hanging out in the yard with our pets?
Yeah, so first and foremost, as the weather gets cooler, this is the perfect time for fleas and ticks to start arising again. So we don't want to have that scratching dog or, of course, end up at the veterinary clinic with a tick infestation. So don't forget to keep up to date with all your prevention. The other one is when you're out, especially in the woods, you know, there might be a season where we're seeing more mushrooms start to come, especially if there's rain as well. So avoid your pet getting into anything like that or unusual plants. And if you're ever concerned, speak to your veterinarian. They'll be able to advise you if you think they've eaten something they shouldn't. And then the last tip here is as the days get cooler, keeping up that exercise routine is important, even if the days are shorter as well. So maybe just swap to some leads or collars that are going to reflect the light so that you're always visible and the two of you are safe while you're getting in those steps.
And then, Dr. Bernal, before we let you go today, you know, Halloween right around the corner, and I know that's a time that pets tend to, they run off. I mean, you've got the door opening if you're doing trick-or-treat, and they can get away from you. Do you recommend anything, maybe some safer festive alternatives, or maybe put the pets up when it's time for Halloween time or trick-or-treat? What do you recommend to make sure we don't lose them and we keep them safe?
Absolutely. First one, keep those candy bowls well out of those little noses. It's appealing to them, but we know that chocolate can be a big health concern, but so too can the wrappers if they eat them and they get stuck in their intestinal tract. You know, there are other concerns, and watch out is even the healthy treats like boxes of raisins can actually be lethal to our pet. So if you have a food-orientated dog, which many are, this might be the time where you take them for a good walk before any of those festivities happen, and then you keep them on a lead if you're out and about. But if they still think they're likely to get into something, it might be the best time to leave them at home somewhere that they're safe, and then that way you can enjoy the Halloween festivities and know that they're not going to have any ailments or upsets either.
Oh, yeah. These are great reminders.
Right? We've really enjoyed the conversation. Yes, as pet parents, Dr. Bernal, we appreciate all the tips that we can get. Thank you so much. We're always so glad to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. All right.